session. So yesterday you might, that even myself, Unni and Rahul was there in one of the class where we have explained how the data ingestion for the COSO side and how each content packs which we are installing, and then how the data is ingesting into tables, and how we are seeing the data in reports, and we have listened some of the best practices. Today, with continuation of what we have seen yesterday, we will start with, if at all, some problems in the system, how to check it, how to check it and where to check it. That kind of troubleshooting we will go through. And by the way, all these troubleshooting steps we have updated in our docs portal for so that we can, if at all anywhere we are struck, we can still refer to the our doc portal troubleshooting steps. So with that, let's start my agenda. Yeah, agenda is simple. Yeah, the troubleshooting the Oxby reporting content wise. Let's start with one. So for example, how do we troubleshoot? First of all, we need to find out where is the issue, and where to look into the issue, and what is my first point to look into, whether there is issue or not. So as you all know, we will everybody as a consumers or customers, first they will go to reports. So they will go to reports, and from there we will debug, further go to database, and then further go to collection. All these the high level steps. So before that, I will explain the content, what this content. Yesterday Rahul has given a clear picture what kind of tables and what are the different aggregations are there and forecast. He explained. I will just go through what it is the I will just go through what he explained yesterday in a in how the data flows actually. So if you see here, there is a, yesterday he mentioned there is a system content pack where the system content has two different sources. One is agent and then side scope data sources, and for the agent metric, for the agent we have a two different ways to collect the data into system. One is using agent metric collector and then streaming, and then side scope streaming. So this is my sources where my data is available. And now when I start the collection agent metric collector, or configure my endpoint for the streaming, what will happen is, so the tables, so the data will flow into the tables, agent metric, agent node as well as agentless node. And this configuration where how my streaming to database table, this configuration we are one of the, for example, agent metric collector. Yesterday Rahul explaining, there is a agent metric collector is one of the component where you will mention what is my data source type category and what is my destination table. So you will give all this information in the collection policy, and which will be bundled along with the system management content. So you will mention that mapping between my sources to the destination table. So with that, the data, once we configure, flows into respect to agent node, and if it is agentless table it will go. So these are the out of box tables which the data flows into these source tables. So once the data flows into source tables, as Rahul explained yesterday, in order to have a single point of single source for the reports, we have a aligned table here, and after that we have a aggregation tables. Aggregation at present hourly aggregation, and we have a daily aggregation. And as I explained, for some of the tables we have a forecast. For the node we have a forecast, and for the file system we have a forecast. Okay, so this is the what we have learned. This is the recap. Let's move to the next. So this is one kind of data flow structure. There is another table called availability. This is a little bit different structure where my agent metric collector and site scope streaming uh, um, both data sources will log the data into single one table, agent node and then agentless load. Basically this is a availability is uptime seconds in an agent. So that is the field. So from there we have a aggregations where we have a custom aggregations, because out of box COSO provided aggregations will not work straight away because of various scenarios or various conditions which we need to take in a custom aggregation. That's why we have created a custom aggregations. So this is the data flow for the custom aggregation. So the metric is present in this table. From there we have created as part of the content only we have bundled. This data will flow from availability, raw table, and then hourly and daily table. And once the data flows, this is the folder structure. But how the data flows into these tables, and there should be some mechanism that is called, yesterday he explained, the task and then task flow. So these are the different tasks, and all this we have consist of one task flow. So uh, I have orchestrated all these tasks into one task flow, so that once the data comes to hourly and it should go to daily and then forecast. So this is how I have given this information in a task flow. First what are all the things run. So first all these four can run parallelly, and and then once after completion of any of these tasks, next task will start, and then next task will start. This is the flow I have mentioned in a task flow, and based on this task flow runs, the data will move into these tables respectively. Okay, so this is another task flow I want to explain. So how in this task flows also we can insert some of the custom task flows, custom poll task. For example, it may not be, for example, you have a data in hourly in a raw table, and you want to just summarize based on the TA period all the 5 minutes data you want to summarize into hourly. So you can in that straight simple ways you can use SO. SO means here maybe the terminology. The COSO platform will provide the aggregation tasks. So we can use that flow. Or if you want to further tune, it's not for example, it's not straightforward aggregation. We need to transform some data using your Perl script. You can still write Perl script inside in between, and then leave it to SO aggregation. So for example, in this native data, we have one custom poll task flow to compute some of the metrics, and then after that we have a general COSO aggregation task flow. So basically all these task flows it's internally designed by COSO and content, and once you install the content pack, all this will be placed respectively. So installation wise, there is a as explained by Unni yesterday, all these content packs are bundled and then shipped along with the containerized suite. So once these are shipped, it will be installed using the internal mechanism called CAS tool, content administration service. That tool again refer to COSO APIs to install the tables, to install the task flows. All these things will be taken care during the install time only. We no need to interfere interfere manually anywhere. So this is part of our suite installation. So once the data installed and there is a configuration steps to collect data from your agent metric collector and streaming. So the data flows. So there are two types of approach to troubleshoot your system. So as I mentioned earlier, so normally as an end customers, so first of all we will directly go to the reports and then see the reports. If any abnormalities in a reports, or if something is not proper, or some data gaps in a reports, how to debug. So first we will go to the reports and then see the data. Okay, data is something abnormality in a data, some data gaps are there, then what to do. So yesterday as mentioned, there is a monitoring dashboard. I think you may further see the monitoring dashboard in next sessions. So in this monitoring dashboard, what will it contain? It will contain, as I explained earlier, that the previous task flows, task details will be there. Each task ran or not. If the task ran, what is the frequency? I mean that when it last run and when it will run next, and whether it is a keep on running from last 2 days or 3 days. All this information you can visualize here in a monitoring dashboard. So and is there any problem with the system? Is it 100% the pod is running 100% or down? All this information we can see in a monitoring dashboard. You will see further session on this monitoring dashboard when we came across what all the things are there. Okay, once you see an abnormality, some task flows are not running. So what we need to see is we need to check the data is there in the database. How to check the data is there in the database is first of all, there is a, I mean, when you are going through troubleshooting steps of VBD, there you can see, you can get that query, okay, for that particular report. You can get that query and you can run that query in your database. So once you run the database, whether you have a data in a tables or not, you will see. If you don't have any data in that common tables, okay, if no data, then we need to troubleshoot aggregation steps. Okay, something there is no data in aggregations, so let's go on to the aggregation steps. But you have a data in aggregation tables, but no data in your common tables. Common tables in the sense, as I mentioned earlier, the flow, no data here, then go to the aligned tables or common tables. If no data here, then go to the source table. If no data here, then go to your collection configuration. So this is what I have mentioned here. If no data in a system infra table, then just check whether the task flows or ran or not. Again, in the monitoring dashboard, you can check it out, the task flow run or not. If no data in the common table also, as I mentioned, if then we need to check in the raw tables. If no data in a raw tables also, again we need to troubleshoot the specific sources. Is the data itself is coming from the source or not? So this is the high level flow. Okay, so I will pause little bit here to take a questions in the high level. Then I will go further into the detailed troubleshooting steps, the logs and where it all. Is it okay now to take questions, or can I take it last? Alexi, any
let's answer a few questions before we pull more data into everybody's mind.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so we have 3 questions. 2 of them are actually for me in chat. So one of them is, can we re-aggregate tables? Let's say I see that there is like a lot of gaps and I want just to delete my aggregated tables and re-aggregate everything.
Not for 2020-11. or like I think 2010 is the latest released, right, Krishna?
The latest 2010
Does not have that capability.
Re-aggregation only for the particular time period is not there, but we have a option where you can re-aggregate whole data again. So that is the option available, but it is a cost effective. Okay.
It's not cost effective. It's costly basically.
Yeah, it's costly. I mean that you need to rerun all the data again. That is the
Yes.
option
Yes.
which we have at present.
I see. Okay. And another thing, what happens if I have duplicate CIs? Let's say by mistake, I had like 3,000 nodes and 200 of those by mistake collected data using agent metric collector and the streaming policy. Is there the aggregation in the sysinfra tables? Would it take into account that this is the same data duplicated and now just spill out the averages, or would it affect the?
See, for the aggregate, if you look at it, okay, to put it very simply, this basically a group by key column, right? So whether you have the difference I would say is this: suppose you are having a I mean over the hour, if you're doing it, I think average will remain pretty much unaffected, but things like last val or if you're computing 90th percentile, stuff like that, that could get affected if you are having duplicates. I mean, just keep this thing in mind. Basically, we are doing a group by or the analytic functions where you use that. I forgot that. There's a function, subfunction there. Okay, partition by partition over that you do. So that actually basically that is the function that we are using. So accordingly, if you think of it, average should not make a difference, max min should not make a difference. Some would be affected, percentile, 90th percentile or something like that would be affected, and even last val and first val, those things would be affected.
I see. Okay, thank you. And a question from Fred. Yeah.
Okay, I have a bit
the location
on that.
of logs, right?
Right. Yeah, I'm not very sure about the location of logs, but when you run your Helm upgrade command, you can provide a debug flag, and in console that will give you something the closest you can get to logs. On the logs part, really, I'm not very sure.
Yeah, I will cover the logs part later. I mean that where is the logs location and all. I will cover while we are troubleshooting. Yes.
All right.
I have an aggregation question.
Yes.
You mentioned these custom aggregations are necessary for metrics. What about third-party data that might be being pulled in to Vertica? I'm thinking of something like maybe the number of activations a service provider is doing per hour, per day, per month. Do they need to somehow custom aggregate their data or not?
So by default, we have hourly and daily out of box. We need to for the monthly. I think it's not supported. I mean that we need to create a tables that is again a data sets call we need to create. So I think that is not supported for monthly or next yearly.
Okay, so, and I apologize if you covered this yesterday. I was out. The reasons for the custom aggregation are not clear to me. Was that covered yesterday?
So I don't think we covered why it is required, but okay, I'll put it this way. When we do aggregate typically supports at minute level. So which means like it's fine for having minute level, like 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute aggregation, hourly aggregation till daily. When it comes to weekly or monthly, you don't have a fixed number, or like you can actually have for a 30-day. like equivalent to a 30-day aggregation you can do, but and equivalent to a 7-day aggregation you can do, but it will not be for a official week or anything like that. So if that is your requirement, then and there are other cases also where you need certain kind of processing to be done. So for that again, our out of the box aggregate and forecast will not suffice, and that is where the suits usually plug in with custom scripts.
Great, thank you.
All right, I think that's it for this section. So let's continue.
Okay. Okay, so mainly I will cover two sections here. One is the custom data aggregation or custom Perl script aggregation is missing, then how to debug, and if COSO provided task flows or COSO provided tasks are not running, where to look into it. Since it's a custom Perl script, so the logs and all will be a different place we have, and if it is a default aggregation provided by SO, the logs is a different place. So for example, I have taken one example for the custom, and later I will explain for default task flow which is not running or no data in a respective table. So for example, availability data is missing in a report. So what to do? So now what we need to see, as I explained, take the BVD queries. So in the BVD queries also it's clear, it's explained like this, where we can properly, you can open that BVD file, BVD report and edit it. You will find the queries attached to that BVD report with these names. Okay, and you run these queries and you will see the data is there or not. Okay, first of all, he checking the required tables are there, and tables are there, but task flow is running or not. All these things which we will check. So this is the flow as I mentioned earlier. So we'll go to the node, and we'll go to the sysinfra node and infra availability on 1H 1D. Whereas this is for the agent data, where is not, you don't see the availability for agent data, and agentless data monitoring nodes you haven't seen. So similarly at the flow I have explained same thing. So it's not a solution, I'm continuing. So now there is a check for uptime seconds. This is the key metric which we are receiving from agent, whether uptime seconds are there in my raw table, and if it is the sysinfra tables present, the data present properly computed or not. So all these things we will check it out. How to, so is still if there no data, then we will go to the custom script logs. So where actually the logs, we have a each log for each aggregations and custom Perl aggregation. So you can find a log NFS path, and this reports is the your namespace. So, sorry, this is the namespace, and this is the agent infra and OSPI agent log. You can find these things for the custom if custom Perl scripts. So this, the Perl script is wrote such a way that you log the data, you log the errors into this particular log. So this is how the logs files in case of custom script logs. And even if the logs is something abnormality in a log, like some table doesn't exist or script got errors, I'm just taking few examples. Then so these are the check the tables given above are already created or not. If the tables also are already created, I'm just going further down. If no errors observed in the logs, then what we need to do is we need to change the log level to debug mode or info mode, so that you will get the detailed log further. So by default, we don't have a debug log, debug mode. It's error mode. So we need to check into the info mode, so that you will see the more detailed logs in each step where exactly it failed. So once we get that information to info mode and then find out the root cause, we need to change back to error mode, so that your log may not be keep on increasing. And sometimes we observed in a lab saying that if it is struck also in this area. So we can check that part. And so this is the place, actually we can find the more information on the custom scripts, custom aggregations which we have wrote it. And based on the logs errors, you can interpret, or you can come back to the our team, CP team, so that they will further debug on that issue. This is a custom script. The next script is, for example, this is the default no data. This is actually the report wise another symptom, like reports other than the availability don't display any data. Okay, I explained the availability, which is our custom script, whereas another queries which is default SO aggregation data. So how to verify this one is, we need to again go back to our task flows, the task flows ran or not, and we need to verify the data coming into the raw tables or not. And from there, if the raw tables itself is not coming, we need to verify and or the sources of agent and site scope. So where is the data present here? So again, the data present in this is the custom script I just explained earlier. Let's move on to the aggregation tables. Like this is the these are the tables where you see no data again in the source tables, and aggregation task flows are not running. I will further move on. So if you see here, this is the again the flow I just mentioned earlier, and source tables for both. Okay, this is just further more information. What are all the different source tables for the sysinfra tables and sites agentless tables. I will just move on to the log path. So actually this is the, for all logs, you can find out the respective task executor, as explained by Unni yesterday. There is a task executor and task controller, where task executor is the responsible for all tasks to run or task flows to run. So you can find all the information, first of all, whether task run or if task is not run. You can find out here in the one aggregate log. So this is the one aggregated log will contain uh, all the general SO provided default scripts, default task flow, default aggregation. So all this information will be stored into this aggregate log under this location. So once you go to the this aggregated log, you can find a few kind of errors here in this log. And then if you find this kind of like connect to database is there or not, then we need to verify your Vertica database is up and running and database connection is there. That's the basic thing first we will verify. And it will point to some of the Vertica logs also. So it will mention in errors in the log file, it will mention the vertical logs as well, where to check, and all this information it will mention. Okay, this is the aggregation failures or no data in aggregate logs. You can further go through it. I will share this one, and I will point to you the right troubleshooting steps in our documentation. All these things are properly documented with symptom and cause and solution. I just took it from there only, and then I am explaining for hours. So this is how the no data in our aggregate tables. And then there is a one more tables kind, forecast data. So you have a data for your custom Perl script, and you have data for your aggregation tables, but no data in a forecast tables. So for the forecast tables, forecast data, again the flow is similar, where the forecast is data is not shown in any of the table, any of the reports. Basically we have two reports. One is executive summary report and usage detail report. These two reports we are showcasing our forecast data. If no forecast data is found, again this is the flow for forecast data, how the sequence will run, and you can verify instead of aggregate tables, you can verify in a forecast table, forecast log, and the path is similar as mentioned earlier. And few errors. I didn't see much issues with forecast in my lab, but mainly I most of the issue I see the Vertica database connection. Other than that, only the task flow, high level task flow itself is not run. We need to rerun the task flow. That I will explain further. So is my data is there in my source tables up to my aggregation tables. There is no data in my aggregation tables, and there is no data in my raw tables. Then where to look into it? So if any of the COSO functions or custom Perl scripts are not working, you need to verify in our content pack. And if even though you have configured and no data itself in my raw tables or my primary table, which the data pull from agent or site scope or from event, we need to look into the source issues. So now I am going to explain three different mechanisms where the data will flow. Like one is streaming and then collector, and then the site scope data here. So if you see here, this is the basically the flow here will start from your agent system. So here in an agent system, as you all know, it's not only for the COSO. You might have seen in a classic products itself, where agent data not flowing, you might go through here and then debug further on SP trace logs. And even if data is passing HPCS trace log, and sometimes as I mentioned, the streaming policy, this is for the streaming policy, where the streaming policy is deployed but data is not flowing. By the way, the streaming policy also will be attached along with your OBM installation. So by default, when you install OBM, the corresponding streaming also will be deployed. If not, we can redeploy the streaming policy corresponding to agent, corresponding to the corresponding to the streaming policy details given in OPM. So once we deployed the streaming policy, we will check the HP sensor. These are the basic on the agent side, where we will debug here. And then yeah, all the things are fine, but there is no communication between my OBM to COSO. Then we need to verify again to the certificate section. So all these individual steps are mentioned in troubleshooting, but I'm just explaining high level here. So we need to verify. So streaming always goes via receiver, as I explained here. So we need to see the receiver logs. So how to check in the receiver logs, or how whether the data is present in my receiver to pulsar topic. We can verify the data is present with this command. We can go to the pod, Boston pod, and then verify whether my particular topic has data or not. So if the data is there, but there is another set of logs, which Kubernetes logs for the UDX. UDX is another component where it will push the data from your Pulsar topic to the database. So we will verify the UDX logs. If UDX logs also UDX is pushing, but you see some issue with your database or a ledger disk, then you need to verify the logs on the ledger side. And if and if we have a all the data flow happening, and then we need to further verify any certification issues, certification issue on the OS side. All these things you can verify, and your receiver endpoints are properly configured or not. You can verify in the streaming size. This is in case of streaming. In case of collector, agent metric collector, so we have agent metric collector log. By the way, these log names I can these are little bit different now because the release over release we have a we have enhancements, and then we are working on it. But the proper logs I will point to the troubleshooting steps in our which we have documented in our doc portal. So this is high level pro, where sometimes if some connectivity issues, we need to restart CAS. CAS is again content administration service, where you can start your collection or you can restart the collection. That commands yesterday Rahul went through on it, but we can look into those steps, how to restart collections. And the same flow from here onwards. I think all these things are the same here. And in case of streaming the agent sitescope data, again we need to go to the sitescope system, and then verify all these things, these two. And the rest of this flow is similar to what we have here, after this. Okay, so this is the collection side. So if no data in the data itself is not coming into the collection to the raw tables, we need to look into the source specific issues. This is streaming as well as the this is the agent OA we need to verify, and then sitescope we need to verify. Okay, this is the high level debug steps. I think that's all from my side. Any questions? I will hand over this one, and then I'll give you the proper links to other troubleshooting steps which we have documented in our doc portal. That will give you more information. I just mentioned only one or two here, the flows, but there are quite few troubleshooting steps in our doc portal.
Yeah, I see there is a question from Vikrant about some third-party tools and everything. Can you look at that in the chat? And
yeah, let me look into it. Okay.
a little bit.
So it's basically, I mean to say, if you get you want to get the third-party tool data into the Vertica to display in BVD, so we design our tables, use some Python or some script to load the data into the Vertica schema. Do you see any approach in creating a custom dashboard? Do you see any issue in this approach? So the requirements is like they want to see OBM data as well as some third-party tool data into the same place. How do we get that? So we ask somebody to write those scripts, they get the data, and then we display it through BVD all together in one dashboard. Is there any issue in that?
First of all, I think I mean that this is the um, a third-party tool like the Pulsar or Vertica. These things will support. But first of all, as part of the OSB suite, whether we are supporting that third-party data into Vertica, I don't think so. We are supporting. Sorry, I don't. I'm not aware that point. Whether
So
third-party data pushed into
No, I mean to
Vertica.
say it's nothing to do. So the requirement comes in. We have some customer wants say want give is ready to give me a simple Excel sheet, and he says
Okay.
that okay, I
Okay.
want to display it along with this dashboard with the OBM data. Technically,
so
I should
Vikrant,
be able to write a Python script or something which should load and create a table in the Vertica custom table and dump that data in that Excel sheet. Totally different. I mean, ETL will be different, nothing to do with us. It's just
Correct.
that it's present in the same schema as Vertica so that we are able to run the SQL and this. Is there any issue in that? I mean, of
so we,
course, those
so
portions of the scripts and all won't be supported by us.
So Vikrant, if I may, there are two parts to it. I'll take the easier part first. The license and I mean related issues that may be there, that will have to be closed out with the I guess the CPOs and all that. Like I mean, if they say it's supported for that, and we go to the technical part. The technical part is that when you say a third-party tool, what is the amount of volume of data that you are talking about? Is it like something minor or something, or is it like something that will be occupying huge volumes of data? Means the processing will be considerable, not like very minuscule, but is like considerable processing of data. Then that means you have to keep in mind that neither the base platform, which is COSO, nor the suite would have tested for sustained performance using that. So that is another thing that you'll have to keep in mind, and that has to be tested first because before we give a go ahead for any such plan, the suite has to certify that this thing is supported and this much buffer is there and this kind of processing can be done. That is one part to it. And obviously, and of course, as I told earlier, there is the license related part to it, because I remember that I mean, I'm not sure about the license clauses now, but earlier there was this thing that if you are using Vertica with ITOM, there is there's an ITOM license that we provide, right? So that ITOM license has some sort of clause about what third party can I mean click into this and all that. So there has to be a sign off on that with probably CPO, PM group and all that. I'm not sure who should be the right person for that, but I'm guessing it's someone from the PM group who can close on the license part.
Okay, because this is a constant requirement. When you go there, it may not be huge amounts of data they will be looking for. Of course, that will become a big ETL development. We won't be able to do it. But as part of customization, you get a requirement. Okay, I'm getting you this Excel prepared. You just keep dumping every day, which it's an easy thing to do in a Python. You create one table, dump that data into the Vertica, and just display it out there. Yeah, of course, you not huge amount of data will be a big project. We don't want to do that. So simple things like that.
No, okay.
Yeah.
I will put it this way. I mean, like, suppose that you run it only once a day, but that running once a day requires that, okay, I mean, you have maybe you have a join query or something which requires 5 GB of RAM for the query to be executed. And now, if it's 5 GB of RAM and above, then that is something basically that would be of concern to us. And ideally, I would think that we do some sort of testing before we go ahead and tell them, okay, just try it out. Because I mean, it's not like your other flows will be blocked, but there may be latencies, unexpected latencies occasionally happening when this particular load happens. So I mean, as long as we are aware of that, and like I mean, if suppose you do something like I mean, like say 100 MB of data you keep loading once an hour, probably you may not notice anything at all. If it's a big enough system like 16 by 128 GB RAM machine, right? Multiple nodes you have, you probably will not notice anything. But if it is something like 5 GB this thing happening at that particular time, basically some other thing will be waiting for that RAM to be free, and only after this gets executed will that thing come into picture. It will be basically in queue. It's not like our thing will be stopped. It is just that you will be a bit slower for that particular period of time, and you will again recover and come back to normal.
Okay. Yeah. So definitely, if we schedule it like once in a month or month for monthly reporting and all that stuff, or a weekly or loading over a weekend, that shouldn't be a problem, right? Except for
Technically,
the
it should
license.
not be a big problem. Yes. Now the license problem, I remember hearing this even for earlier products also. That's why I'm saying that please cross check it with the PM group and before you proceed.
Okay. Okay. Great. Thank you.
Thank you. So the next question is, Vikrant, how to set up custom task flow? I think we have
Yeah.
explained.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to get, okay, this is also. Do you have similar information presentation for the norm data? Yes, definitely it is there. But norm logs and all may be different. The troubleshooting steps also from BVD side there is similar because the product is same, and COSO side also the same even for the norm. So for the norm content specific, for example, if you want to see interface health and component health, that logs might be different, but similar in rest of the COSO BVD, since we are using same components, it will be same. We will have a BVD trouble. Yeah. Yes, I think we have a BVD session. I think still some of the data is not found here under ops B3 volume. Maybe may not be. I think we need to look into this part of volume 3 or not. I will come back. I will paste it actual location here. Once after the, I will check and then come back to actual location. Fred. Okay. Can you show the Oxby Kubernetes? Okay, that talking about tools from Vertica, DVD, client backend troubleshooting. Okay, I will check and then I will paste it here, Fred. Sorry, I don't have the system. I didn't connect it to system at present. I will paste it once after the call. What you recommend as corrective actions or steps if no data in our BCS infra table? So are you talking about MF shade? Yeah, I'm talking about a shade. This is the schema. No. These are the tables in a schema. As for example, I don't have a table, but let me go through.
They're two different questions. Sorry to interrupt. I just was trying to type it in instead of talking, and too much noise. I think I'm okay for the location. I couldn't find the files on my system, not on the systems we're doing the exercise. For the OPSB system for a table, what do you do? Like you're doing something and you see nothing in the tables. What do you recommend? I didn't capture this correctly. And the second question is, are we talking about the shared provider default schema at all in the presentation? Because this is something I'm interested in. Thanks.
Okay, so your first question, if I don't have any data in my aligned tables or shared tables, this is the shared tables I'm talking about. Okay, if my data itself is not there in shared tables, but I have a data in my source table, but not into aligned tables. We have a custom scripts for this one, where the custom script log we need to verify whether the data is whether the data is here. This is the logs location where we need to see this custom script are ran or not. So meaning, for example, in this flow, this is the align table or shared table which I am talking about. So the data move from my source tables to align tables is the custom scripts, because I need to take data from agent table as well as agentless node table, combinedly merge it and then put it into one table. So that's why we have wrote in custom scripts. We need to look into custom scripts table. And another question, the shared COSO which you are talking about is both OPSB data plus norm data plus DCA data. All this data will be present in under MF shared default provider. That schema only.
Got it. Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so we are just reached our limit, and our next presenter is also here. So we can squeeze in one last question if there is something urgent, or if not, let's thank Krishna and Joby and go to our next session.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes, thank you, guys. It was very, very insightful and definitely very much relatable to the content that we experienced this week. So yeah, there's a lot for us to do with this information. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Thank you,
everyone.
Thank you.
All right. So, Ankit, I guess you're next, right?
Yeah, that's right. And I don't have, well, I have one slide to present, but